Super Rugby Aotearoa rocks its way into round 7 of the competition. We welcome back the Crusaders from the bye, and they will be hosting the high-flying Hurricanes. Hello everyone and welcome back along to your home of rugby, where we kick ourselves into another weekend of exciting rugby action. Yes, the Crusaders are back from the bye, and after they took out the Blues 2 rounds ago, now they've got to do the same to the high on confidence Hurricanes team. This is the Crusaders that have been impossible to beat this season, and when you look at their record and you look at the team, there's little wonder to why they are playing so well. They already have one hand on this trophy, and now a big win here against the Hurricanes could put this firmly in their favour with still a number of rounds to play. Their team is well rested and ready to go. We'll have a look at the starting 15 that does have a couple of new injury concerns to the side as well. The pack, though, is solid and consistent. Joe Moody, Cody Taylor captaining from hooker, and Michael Aotearoa is their front row with Sam Whitelock and Mitchell Dunshea, the tight 5, staying tight and consistent yet again for another week of Super Rugby Aotearoa. Tom Sanders, Tom Christie and Fetu Douglas will be the back row of the pack. Into the back line, it's Bryn Hall that gets the nod at 9 with Richie Moanga again outside him at fly half. It's midfield, then there's a change. Jack Goodhue will keep his spot at 12, but it will be Fatuli Apaya who will get his first start in the Crusaders jumper and just his second appearance on the team. On the left wing, George Bridge will start in 11 with Severis returning back to the right wing, and the injury to David Harvili sees Will Jordan back in the side and back in that number 15 jumper that he's been so good in throughout this season. If there is ever a time that this Hurricanes team would have wanted to play the Crusaders, it is right here, right now. After they dismantled the Blues last weekend, they have got a chance to take that confidence and that belief to the next level. The Crusaders are the ultimate test, but the Blues haven't been far off them. Are the Hurricanes now the new number 2 team in Super Rugby Aotearoa? They themselves have a few injury concerns heading into this matchup. It's the front row straight away that we see no Dane Coles, and instead it is Asafo Almua who will start at hooker. Fraser Armstrong will be on his loose head side, and Tyrell Lomax once again on the tight. The second row stays consistent as well. James Blackwell and Scott Scrafton have played most of the season together at 4 and 5. Red Prince will be on the blind side with Duplessis Karifi on the open side, and of course Artie Savia there at number 8. TJ Piranara again starts at 9. Why else would you change that? And he'll have Jackson Garden Bishop once again at his fly half combination. Into midfield, and it's the insatiable force of Nagani Lamape who will start at 12 with Peter Umanga Jensen with him at 13. Ben Lamb on his left wing, and for his final appearance here tonight in a Hurricanes jumper in his 50th as well to celebrate that landmark. Wes Houston's on the right wing, and of course Geordie Barrett will be at fullback for the Hurricanes. A massive key to the side in the number 15 jumper, and if they're going to get a big scalp here of the Crusaders, he needs to have a blinder. So we are all set to go. The Hurricanes, they're on the away team today, and they're playing in their away strip as well. First time we see of the season, the black and yellow up against the red and black of the Crusaders, and underway we go. Kickoff from Jackson Garden Bishop, and the Crusaders to be receiving. Take it just outside the 22, and Bryn Hall has a quick little snipe down the blind side and gets his team comfortably up to the 10-metre line. A good little exit here as it waits for Christie. Delivers a firing pass out to the midfield. There's player doing very nicely, getting the ball out wide. It's Mooney, back to Reese again. Reese on the right hand wing, can't get away. And a very attacking start there from the Crusaders. And they almost break through on the right hand side. Here is the line out for Almua. First touch of the ball for the Hurricanes. They go to Blackwell. And it's a simple play. Armstrong at the base. Now he feeds it out to Artie Savia. Straight to Lamape, who gets hammered. Finishing huge defensive play there from Goodhue. Pick and go nicely. Here's Artie Savia out to the right hand side. Nicely from Roman Jensen to Wes Houston, who can't get away. Cover defence, Will Jordan. He's been in incredible form this season. And the first real opportunity there for Wes Houston is put into touch, and now a game that's been predominantly played so these opening 10 minutes between 22 and halfway. As the Crusaders drag it down through Mitchell with Dunshay. And it is Aotearoa who waits to the back. Bryn Hall playing a little short side move. They open it up, and Christie goes through the heart again. Great offload from him to find a second row partner.
Not releasing.
And a penalty, Hurricanes. Oh, that was something special. Christie and Dunshay linking up through the middle of the park, and maybe an early shot at 3 here for the Hurricanes to get on the board. No. Perenara opting for the sideline instead. And Garden Bishop gets them nicely up towards the 22. Now that was only just over halfway. Geordie Barrett would have been really loving a piece of that off the tee. Instead, they will launch an attack. Armour to throw. And it's stolen in the middle, brilliantly from Dunshay. And the Crusaders steal it back, and they have a chance to exit their 22. Straight up through Christie they go. Now, finding out wide through Player, and eventually it is Goodhue who takes the tackle just outside the 22. Back for Moody, having a bit of a rumble, finds a nice ball back to Bryn Hall.
Release.
They eventually go back to where it all started. Here's Dunshay again, looking for Mo'unga, and Richie Mo'unga down the right-hand wing. Severeese on the shoulder, can't get the pass. Severeese cut back in, and the Hurricanes wrap him up. Now they get a chance back. Here's Lamape, one-on-one with Will Jordan, takes him on. And again taken down by Will Jordan, who's having the better of the big Hurricanes inside centre. Alma will play scrum half to the left side. Fraser Armstrong, a bit of space. Oh, high tackle. Severeese, big tackle on the big prop, and he's going to pay the price here. He had to put him down. He was the only defender, and he's cost his team 10. That's in the bin for Severeese. Well, he looked up, and he's seen he had to stop the big prop, and this time the Hurricanes have opted for Geordie Barrett to take a look at 3, and there's, well, a big obstruction of the cameraman right in the way as the kick is good. And successful from the penalty spot is Geordie Barrett. Way out on the left. A very steady kick for the fullback. It's 3-0. And the Crusaders now have to go through the next 8 or so minutes with a man down in the bin. That is Severeese. Oh, another one! Oh, that was nasty. That was worse than Reese's tackle. And it's another man in the bin. 2 players. Vetu Douglas, it looks like, is going as well. Yes, it is. Well, they've lost their right winger and their number 8 in the space of about 3 minutes play. And the Hurricanes looking to fire up now. 13 of 15. And Lamape looks fired up. He wants the ball because he knows there's going to be space for someone here. We head towards half an hour through the match. It's all Hurricanes now. Amua goes to the back, and it's nicely from Karifi. Garden Basher quickly out to Ben Lamb. Oh, he's got so much space, Lamb. Will Jordan comes across, and Will Jordan, another high tackle. No arms in that from Jordan. And that is a disaster of a play for the Crusaders. How can they afford to give that away? Almost 3 players sent to the bin. But Will Jordan survives. And Garden Bishop pins them into the corner, and Perenara wants 7s. 6 out. Almoa to throw to a very disjointed line out. He's thrown it straight to Dunshay. Oh, that is disaster for the Hurricanes. Aotearoa gives it away to Player. And midfield is knocked on as well. Oh, that is a big mistake by the Crusaders. They needed to clear their lines quickly there. Here's a charging run from Almoa out to the right-hand side and then back to the left. And Tyrell Lomax almost skins his way through. Here is Lamape. He's got support on the left. Big play chance. Oh, that should have been a try for Blackwell. How did they not score there, the Hurricanes? James Blackwell and Lamape were all alone. And they could have put it over. The referee calls it back for knock-on advantage. And the scrum feed. Now the Crusaders, they have a man back from the bin. Severeese returning. And Vetu Douglas as well, it seems. Back to 15. You see Douglas was on the back of the scrum, and still, it is only 3-0. Garden Basham takes on the line. And he almost gets through as well. Across comes Umaga Jensen. Here is Laumape. Big numbers out wide. And where's Houston? Must score, he will. Finally they break through. They couldn't do it against 13, but they make it pay with 15 Crusaders on the field. It's 8-0. Hurricanes lead. Where's Houston, the man of the moment, but there is Umaga Jensen and Laumape. Those guys are key. Final pass from Duplessis Karifi. Knew he wasn't going to get there, but it was the little man on the right wing who had the speed and the agile ability to scoot over in the corner. Bridge almost got him. Will Jordan cut him off right in the corner, but passed just in time from Duplessis Karifi to get his little winger over in the right-hand corner. 8-0. It is all Hurricanes who are playing on the high of last weekend. Here's a chance to put it to double figures off the boot of Jordy Barrett. He does it. Well, he's kicked one from the left edge, he's kicked one from the right. And all in all, there's one team going to the halftime sheds in a good mood here, and it will be the visitors. The Hurricanes lead 10 points to 0, and look at this domination on the stats sheet. 10-0 the score, but all the possession, 64%, all of the territory, 82%. That is an incredible stat for the visiting team. They've had it all their way, 2 yellow cards as well for the Crusaders, yet they'll probably still be disappointed they've only put on 10 points in that first 40 minutes. Well, they lost Super Rugby and Douglas for 10 each in the bin. Now they are back to 15. They've conceded since then as well, the Crusaders, and they have work to do to get back in this game. Could that streak finally be broken as there's a drop ball from Laumape? His first error of the matchup, and now with advantage on this side, a big chance for the Crusaders to attack. Mitchell Dunshay down the left edge. He's got a support for George Bridge, and Bridge can't get away. Good defence in the back from Jordy Barrett. Ball goes short. Payer into the midfield of Fitcher Douglas. It goes, and they keep changing. Mitchell Dunshay. High tackle now from Perenara. And don't tell me the Hurricanes are going to lose their head here. They're up 10-0. They've got to stay calm. They've got to stay in the game. And the Crusaders, a relentless team that they are not taking the shot at 3 from the 22. They've gone for the corner, and they are going to look to pile on the pain here. Cody Taylor to throw. First real attacking chance of the game here for the Crusaders as Wylock takes it at the front. They look to maul it forward, but they're stopped pretty quickly. Moody into Fitcher Douglas and charging straight through Moanga. Numbers on attack. They couldn't get through those one-on-one tackles. Another big shoulder charge. George Bridge right in front of the sticks. And that is 2 penalties for illegal tackles by the Hurricanes that have gone unpunished by the referee after he sent 2 Crusaders to the bin for extremely similar things, and now that kick to touch is gone. A dead in goal. Well, that's an error from Richie Moanga. Just needed to kick into touch. He didn't need to look for every single centimetre he could get. And he's given away possession, and he's thrown away the chance for the Crusaders to get back in this game. Garden Bishop finds grass as well. A very good kick. Dunshay's there as Goodhue turns it and kicks to the corner. Oh, that is just about a good kick. It's again gone dead in goal. Second time of the last 2 kicks for the Crusaders. And yes, this is a tidy position to get the scrum feed for the Hurricanes as well. Just inside their own half. A little error of the dinky kick from Jack Goodhue. And Perenara feeds. Steady scrum from both sides. It looks like, it looked like it was coming back to the Hurricanes, but the Crusaders get a late shove on, and now Bryn Hall has it. Finds Moanga. He looks beautifully out wide. Goodhue eventually gets the pass on the left-hand wing. Can he link up inside? He does. It's Fitcher Douglas. Running out of space defensively. They They shut it down again. Here's Douglas again. Moody. Nice hitting Christie. Christie offloads to Dunshay. Oh, it's going to be a run and try. That was a beautiful pass in the tackle. There was red jumpers everywhere. It had to be a try, and they finally deliver. The chances have been blown before, but this time Mitchell Dunshay gets the 5-pointer. Moody went back to Christie, who drops it off perfectly to Dunshay. He still had Christie on his, Sanders I should say, on his shoulder. Christie started it all. And there's a terrible angle there from the cameraman as well. But there was Christie, beautifully to Dunshay. Sanders on his right shoulder. But he showed just enough pace to get away from that cover Hurricanes defence. And now we've got a game back in our hands. First try for the Crusaders. It's taken them nearly an hour. But they are on the board, and now with this conversion from Mo'unga, they are just 3 points behind. And we are in for a grandstand final 20 minutes. This is Crusader country, and this is the Crusaders' time on the clock as well. The last 20 is when they really turn up the heat. Can the Hurricanes survive the storm? Let's see how this one plays out. Taken nicely from Sanders again. In the match now is Tom Sanders. A couple of good touches recently. Here's Dunshay. Been an absolute star for the Crusaders tonight. Paul goes for a little run himself and gets driven sideways. And could lose the ball. He's got a penalty instead. Oh, that was very fast by the Hurricanes defence. Bryn Hall, a little run. He got dragged away. And he got wrapped up. And now Geordie Barrett will line up another 3 points. And a big 3 points it could be as well. It'll force the Crusaders to need a converted try as Barrett does not miss them from there. Right in front, 35 back. He eats those ones for breakfast. It's 13-7. Converted try required, 15 minutes to play for the home side. Here is Mo'unga. It's a good pick here. They need to get up and compete with this one to the Crusaders, but they don't. It's nicely taken by Scrafton, but they're going to wrap it up and they're going to turn it over as well. Here come the Crusaders. Player nicely out wide and a chance to run away. He gets inside nicely. Bryn Hall. Richie Mo'unga on hand there as well, but it's been lost to the Hurricanes. And eventually Garden Bishop smashes this downfield. It's all about territory now, but Will Jordan is a danger. He finds once again Paya, who charges up in the tackle, and Fatuli Paya has been quite involved in this matchup. Here is Bryn Hall. They chop and change directions. Eventually Cody Taylor will take it to ground on his own 10-metre line. They've got 60 to go here, and they've got 8 minutes to do it as well. Here's a charging run from Sam Whitelock. Good tackle. Ball and Hall taking him to ground very quickly. Hall goes to Goodyear, who tries to just slice his way through. Here's Christie. They can go from him. Whitelock is right there as well. They hold it up, and now they go again. Paya doing very nicely to find out to George Bridge. Bridge one-on-one over Geordie Barrett at the back, but Barrett takes him down. Just over halfway now. Barrett very quickly up in defence on that one. Here's the pick and go from Fintu Douglas. He goes straight through the defence, and he'll beat them all. Pace and power of Fintu Douglas right under the sticks. That's a gimme of a conversion to win the game with 2 minutes to play. Power play from Fintu Douglas. Game-breaking, game-changing, game-winning from the big number 8. You want your experienced players to turn up? This is what they can deliver. Peter Umaga-Jensen absolutely done covering at fullback. Remember, Geordie Barrett was the one in that last tackle. He was the one that come up quickly on George Bridge. And covering back, Umaga-Jensen had no idea. He was out of position, he was out of place, and he could not even touch Fintu Douglas. It was Perenara who scooted back to take him down over the line, but Douglas got as close as he could to the try line and to the posts and make it easy for Richie Mo'unga to seal the deal for the Crusaders right on the buzzer. Heartbreak for the Hurricanes, who did the same to the Blues last week. Now they've had it done to them. A 6-point lead with 2 minutes to play. They've coughed it up and they spill the lead to the incredible Crusaders. Fetu Douglas, he was the man to break the hearts of the high-flying Hurricanes. They could have done the deed, but it has not gone their way. 14-13, 2 tries to 1. Mitchell Dunshay and, of course, Fetu Douglas both converted by Richie Moanga for the Hurricanes. Wes Houston the try, Jordy Barrett the conversion, and, of course, 2 penalty goals for the Hurricanes fullback as well. What a game, 1 point in it, and look at the turnaround of stats. It was domination by the Hurricanes in the first half, completely blitzed in the second by the Crusaders. 73% of possession, 54% of territory. They made them pay, and they turned up the heat like we talked about in that second 40 minutes. What an incredible game of Super Rugby Aotearoa we have been blessed to see here tonight. It is the Crusaders who get the job done right at the death against the Hurricanes. A 1-pointer here in Christchurch. That is it for the opening matchup of Super Rugby Aotearoa round number 7. I'll be back in for plenty more from the competition as the weeks go by. But until then, thank you everyone for tuning and watching. Hope you enjoyed today's fixture and I hope you're enjoying the competition as well. I'll see you for the next match, but until then, take care.